Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing something we've never done before. I have in front of me several strikers, current fighters from inside the UFC. And what I've got to do today, we've got to put them in a tier ranking order. If you don't know how tier system works, essentially there's different tiers. S tier is the best. Then it's A, B, C, D. We're going to take these strikers and we're going to try and rank them in a tier list. This is going to be really tough because Zach over there has picked only good strikers, which means we will have to take some compromises. You know, these guys are all great. None of them are what I'd call D tier striking. But if we've got to go from S to D, then some people are going to have to go down there. I don't even know where to start. I'm just going to move. I'm going to move left to right, which means we're starting with Israel Adesanya. Right, Mr. Izzy. Okay. So with Izzy, he's obviously a world-class striker, one of the best we've ever seen. Okay. Does that make him S tier? I'm going to take Mr. Israel Adesanya, and I'm going to put him in A tier. Why? Not just because he was beaten on the feet by Strickland and Pereira. He obviously has every skill set available. He's a style bender, but I feel like he can't fight at every single range. He's got some knockouts in close against like Robert Whittaker in boxing range, but he's mainly an outside fighter. So I think S tier is going to be reserved for those guys who can fight in the clinch, who can fight at boxing range, and who can fight on the outside. Izzy's more of an outside fighter. He's still elite and world class. We're going to go A tier for Izzy. Tom Aspinall. Right, Tom's phenomenal. Phenomenal. The speed, the power. He is a heavyweight, right? Which kind of limits him a bit anyway. Now, remember, I think all these guys are great strikers. I don't think anyone would be down. But I'm going to take Aspinall. I'm going to put him at B tier just because he's predominantly a boxer. Doesn't mean he's not going to win. I mean, he's interim champion with his boxing. He does have good kicks to the legs, sometimes to the body. Don't really see him throwing a lot of head kicks. The diversity of his striking game isn't necessarily there. He's really good in the clinch though as well. Like he's got some knockouts from real close. I might move Tom, but we'll put him at B for now. Jan Blachowicz. Okay, Jan Blachowicz, man. Jan's one of those guys who's super underrated. Like he arguably beat Izzy on the feet. You know, he did take him down. That's how he won the fight, but hard to not put him on the same level as Adesanya. Obviously, Izzy's coming up for that one though. I think, oh man, I'm going to tentatively put Jan at B as well. Even though he has knocked out some good guys. Remember, we got to tier these guys. This is not good. Some of you are going to be like, how dare you? I'm like, well, you put him in a bloody tier list and make someone a D-rated fighter. We're going to go B with Jan because he's not one-dimensional. He's a good kickboxer. He can kick, he can punch. So he's definitely above a C. You know, C, I think, is for those one-dimensional guys. We'll just keep him at B for now. You might not like it. Dominic Cruz. Ooh. Damn, man. Dominic Cruz. What a creative, inventive guy. Now, you might argue his striking is not necessarily very good. He doesn't knock people out with it. But then he's got great head movement. His like distance management is insane. I love his combination punching. He plays the strategy game so well. He makes you chase him and he'll just make you miss and he'll hit you. And then when you stop chasing him, he'll start going after you. I feel like we've got to go B with Dominic Cruz. Just because he doesn't really finish people with his striking. But he is one of the most creative fighters of all time. Leon Rocky Edwards, right. Damn, man. Oh, dude, this is so tough. This is really hard. I almost feel like I want to put Leon as S. But then again, doesn't always finish people, does he? Like, he's got a very like, Leon is so technically proficient. If you see him hit the pads, everything is perfect and fast. Combination's insane. He can kick you on the outside, he can box you in close, and he can do damage in the clinch. He's got all three ranges, right? Oh, man. I mean, Leon's fantastic. Like, who's a better striker than Leon at welterweight? Ever. I mean, GSP was great, but he wasn't better than Leon. Robbie Lawler was great, but he wasn't better than Leon. Usman was great. Woodley was great. None of them were better strikers than Leon Edwards. And just because Leon doesn't finish people doesn't mean he's not a master. Oh, and he's also the current champ. So it's kind of throwing me off. I'm going to put him at S. Oh, God, but then can I really put Leon at S tier and then not Izzy at S tier? I might move him afterwards. It's really tough. The only reason I put Leon above Izzy is because Leon's never been beaten on the feet by anyone. And Leon has a really good clinch striking game. This is strikers. Clinch striking is not grappling. That is striking. And if you've got the ability to fight in the clinch and land shots like Leon does with those horrible elbows, then I think that shows you have a complete game. So I'm going to put Leon as S tier, and we'll see. Some of you aren't going to agree with this, but we'll see him move around. Josh Emmett, man. Josh Emmett is sick, isn't he? He's so goddamn good. Obviously, he's a little one-dimensional. You know, he just has a big right hand. He has left hand as well. I feel like I'm feeling C for Josh Emmett, even though he's got the most knockouts at featherweight. Like, I know all the facts, guys. You don't have to sit there and tell me the facts. Josh Emmett's knocked all these people. I bloody know, okay? I'm just saying, we're gonna have to put him at C. He's not you know, compared to other strikers, he's not C. But look at the lineup we've got here. All right, we've got to put someone at C tier. Josh Emmett. Figueiredo. Oh man. Oh, well, see, Figueiredo was a world champion. He got a lot of submissions, but he has scary power like Emmett. But Figgy can also kick. He's got some great calf kicks, great leg kicks. He has that ability to fight on the outside, where Josh Emmett, he has to, you know, he's really like that inside fighter. So Figgy can do both. Defensively, Figgy's not all there, but he was a world champion, and you know, he won the belt, knocking out Joseph Benavidez. Kind of outboxed at times by Moreno. We'll put Figgy at B, and we'll see how it goes. Mr. Gaethje. Damn, man, this is so tough. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, this is so hard, dude. Okay, well, Gaethje might be the hardest hitting lightweight of all time. Such good timing, speed, power. He's got boxing and he's got the leg kicks. He just knocked out Dustin with a head kick. It's kind of, oh, mate, you know what? Maybe I almost feel like I want to put Justin at A tier because he is so dangerous. And I think he'll give anyone problems, any lightweight in history, in a striking matchup. Justin Gaethje has to be one of the most devastating, scary strikers ever. It's almost like his power becomes an X factor. But we've got Emmett down here at C, but then, you know, Gaethje has the threat of the leg kicks. And now Emmett has also been outstruck by guys like Yair Rodriguez and Calvin. So it's kind of hard to push Emmett any higher. But then, you know, Gaethje, what he did to Tony Ferguson, he outstruck Fiziev. Chandler just beat Poirier. Yeah, I think I'm going to put some respect on the name of Justin Gaethje. I'm going to go A tier. One of the best lightweight strikers of all time. Mr. Ian Garry. Man, this is tough because Ian's really good, really well-rounded. Can do it all. Can fight everywhere. He just hasn't fought those credentialed guys yet, has he? And if you look at this B list, champion, 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 I just wouldn't be able to put Ian Garry up here with all these other champions. It just doesn't feel right. So we're going to go C for Ian. But I think with Ian, he could be an A-level striker. We could see Ian finish his career at A tier, maybe even higher. He has that potential. We just need to see more of him. I mean, he's taken out guys that a lot of people have had trouble with. People like Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel Rodriguez beat people like, I know people don't really rate Mike Perry in MMA as a striker, but D-Rod took Mike Perry to town, easy peasy. And Garry comes in and knocks him out in the first round. You know, what he did to Neil Magny. The Jeff Neal fight will be telling, won't it? But let's put Ian at C for now. Just because he hasn't had a chance to prove it. Jamahal Hill. Oh, Jamahal Hill. UFC champion. Clinical performance against Glover Teixeira. I mean, I think Rogan really likes Jamahal Hill over Pereira. I think it was Rogan talking about it. Someone was talking about it. I rate Jamahal Hill. I think he's like an evolution of an MMA striker. He's got switch stance, hitting, sneaky power, great timing, awkward, but he's way better than you would think he is. And he won that belt, that performance over Glover. I'm going to put him at B. God, there's so many guys still to go. Oh, okay, fine. B tier for now. Max Holloway. I mean, A. It has to be. Like, if we're talking about the best version of Max Holloway, no, he couldn't beat Volkanovski. And Volkanovski, I think, we'll get to Volkanovski later. But Max Holloway, distance management, combinations, shot selection. He can kick as well. What he did to, you know, Calvin, you know, crazy fight. What he did to Jose Aldo twice. Max Holloway, A tier for sure. He's not up there with Leon because, again, Leon can do it all. Can do it all. He's got a much better kicking game than Holloway. Has a much better clinch fighting game than Holloway. John Jones, honestly, I have to go S. I have to go S, man. I have to go. Where's John Jones's weakness on the feet? You know, if you might say against like pressure inside boxers, who hasn't he beaten on the feet, man? Beat everybody on the feet. Okay. Rewind. Santos, tough fight for John. He kicked the shit out of John's legs, made things really difficult for him. Dominic Reyes also put a pace on John. So maybe you could argue that his striking isn't S tier, but then you look at things like the second Daniel Cormier fight, the second Gustafsson fight. Obviously, he didn't beat Gane with his striking. The reason I want to put John up there is because there is literally not a technique he can't throw. He's incredibly dangerous from both stances. His leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks, all as dangerous as each other. You know, knock people out with, you know, like the head kick. You know, he's got flying knees that he's landing on Shogun Rua, spinning elbows, and even, you know, in close in the clinch, he's super dangerous there as well. So it just creativity. Yeah, I'm gonna put John S here. If you don't like it, then you're a casual. My bad. Brandon Moreno. I love Brandon Moreno's style, dude. So much intelligence, so much guile to it, tenacity, cardio for days. However, I'm going to put him at B with Figgy, with the rest of these champions. You know, he has those body kicks and he landed on Kai Kara France as well, you know. But then look at this. Look at this. Look who's above him here. I don't think you could disagree. Brandon Moreno, B tier. Sean O'Malley. Okay. Damn. Oh, it's tough. Real tough between A and S for Sean, man. Because Sean, let's just put him here while we talk about him. Super elite Sean O'Malley. Mainly a distance striker, though. Doesn't really have a lot of ability to fight in the clinch. He probably does, and we just haven't seen it because he doesn't need to. I'm going to put him at A because of that. He has all the tools. He has all the techniques. He has power. He has precision. He has speed. He has creativity. But I guess he doesn't have, you know, like, it's weird to say, but someone like Leon and John, because they can wrestle, we see them in those other positions being more open with their strikes because they're not afraid of the takedown. You wouldn't see Sean O'Malley hanging out, you know, in clinch fighting positions, landing elbows on the inside, you know, because he would just break and get distance and beat you up from there. So if these guys can all do that, Leon and John could do that. They could fight a distance to beat you up, but they could also do it in close. So we're going to put Sean at A. Pantoja. I'm going to go C for Pantoja. Aggressive guy, you know. Man, to be honest, I'm going to go D. I like Pantoja's striking. Maybe I haven't watched enough Pantoja, but he is a bit of a wild man. He's a bit like Wanderlei Silva. It's almost like if he hits you, it's because he's like forced it. There's not a lot of creative. There's not a lot of setting up. There's not a lot of setting traps. Pantoja is a world champion because of his heart. He's like aggressiveness and because he puts it all together. But I don't think the striking's the best part of his game. Sergey Pavlovich. It's hard to say with Sergey because he went on what, a 6-fight first round finishing streak. So if there were any of the heavyweights he knocked out, I would put below him. You know, they would be D or below. But look at everyone above him right here, man. It's hard to not give respect to all these guys' names. Sergey, let's face it, he's kind of one-dimensional, a bit like Josh Emmett. The power is the best thing about him. Speed, he's got a good reach. He's got that highest ape index of anyone. Super dangerous, not someone you want to disrespect. But even the fact that Aspinall was able to outspeed him, you know. And the only people above him are champions, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to go Sergey at C. Poatan Pereira. Damn, dude. Do we go A or S tier for Poatan? Surely S, you say. I know I'm going against my own criteria because again, like if I'm taking guys like Leon and John and making them S tier because they can fight at all the ranges required in mixed martial arts. And we haven't really seen that from Alex. Plus, we have seen Alex getting knocked out by Israel Adesanya. You know? But he's like the most credentialed. He's like two-time kickboxing world champion. If we even look outside of MMA, well, this is MMA. The kickboxing is a different rule set, so you're not going to get as many of those grappling, striking exchanges. However, if you see some of the things he's done in kickboxing as well, I can't remember the name of the guy he knocked out, but he drops the guy, gets back up and hits him with that flying knee. His distance management against Michailidis with that flying knee. The fact that he just took Sean Strickland out. Yeah, I think Alex is S tier, isn't he? There's not really much of a discussion for it. Dustin Poirier. Ooh, DP. Now, oh man, it's so hard to put Dustin above some of these other guys here. I feel bad for Yan because Yan's really well-rounded, yet we've got him at B tier. But I suppose Yan has also had some decisions. All right, let's not retroactively go back. Dustin Poirier, A tier. Well, he beat Max Holloway on the feet, and he beat Gaethje the first time. I guess he's a little one-dimensional, Dustin, but then he has those leg kicks, which are super effective. The Jim Miller fight, Conor McGregor fight. And I think defensively, Dustin is fantastic as well. His defensive capability is probably higher than some of these other guys right here. I mean, certainly higher than Figgy's. But Figgy's got that power. That's what's keeping him up at that B right now, I feel like. Power in the finishes. But I think we go Dustin A. I think if I don't pick Dustin A, people will be very upset. But he's got some great rolling off the back foot, can fight from both stances, does a lot of things that are unique to him in the way he squares up, but it's been effective. Knocks out Conor McGregor. No one had ever done that before. Let's go A tier, Dustin Poirier. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Now, you don't want to judge Shavkat Rakhmonov too harshly, right? Because he couldn't kick in his last fight. He had a busted leg. That being said, I'm going to go B tier for Shavkat. Along with these other champions, he is a fantastic striker, but he's not championship level yet. He can probably be up at A tier. He's got those wheel kicks. He's a devastating finisher as well, like the diversity on the feet, and he can fight in close, which is something that like these two are doing. Shavkat's got the ability to do all of it. I'm just kind of marred by that last performance, really. Sometimes he goes for the submission as well, which isn't a bad thing, obviously. But then maybe there were examples there where we could have seen more of his striking. You know what? Shavkat's so good with his timing as well. Oh no, I'm gonna go Shavkat A. I think his striking is. I mean, I could see him. If I can see him match up well with Leon on the feet as a striker, then I think you have to put him higher than B. Especially because he's so diverse. So he's going to go A. You might not like it. Yair Rodriguez. Oh, man. Damn it, dude. Now, he never won a... he had the opportunity to beat guys like Max Holloway and couldn't get it done. Volkanovski couldn't get it done. And wrestling was used in the Volk fight. And Yair is so good, so creative. Super powerful, dangerous. I'm still going to go B, though. I'm going to go B just because, he's not that world championship level. He won the interim title, which was fantastic. Got that done with a triangle choke, I believe. I feel like as good as Yair is, and as diverse and dangerous as he is, again, he's not really someone that can fight at all three ranges. He's an outside fighter. When people close and box him in close, yeah, he can throw punches. He throws punches there, but I think there are people who are better in those inside exchanges. And he doesn't really have the clinch striking game of other guys as well. So let's just go B for Yair, even though he is phenomenal. Corey Sandhagen. Corey is so goddamn good as well. This is really hard. Like, Corey versus O'Malley would be a crazy striking matchup. However, if Cruz is at B, let's put Corey at B. Like, damn, but Corey's got those flying knees, those wheel kicks. He's very diverse, very well-rounded. Almost like Shavkat Rakhmonov in a way, but, you know, you don't want to judge him on other performances, but we have seen Corey wrestle. And if we're going Yair at B, I feel like we maybe have to go Corey Sandhagen at B, a guy who didn't win the title, so he's not world championship level in terms of, like, you couldn't say he's a world championship level striker because he never won a world championship. And I think considering this tier scale, we gotta stick to a place. Song Yadong, man, oh, this is tough. This is really tough. Okay, so first of all, my natural inclination is to go B for Song Yadong. Fast, powerful, explosive, great timing, can do everything. But I'm going to put him down at C with some of these other contender guys. Just because, again, Song has been outstruck. Although he is powerful and fast, isn't always able to get the finish with his striking. Sometimes he is, but sometimes he isn't. So, as devastating and as dangerous as he can be, he's not always completing the mission. And again, I think, you know, if Song gets to a title and wins a belt with his striking, then you would immediately bump him up, even as high as A, just in terms of his skill set. But we're going to have to go for C right now. He's not C level, but you see who we're dealing with right here. There's no bums on this list. Sean Strickland. It's so hard to not put him at A, right? Because look, Israel Adesanya's at A. Sean destroyed Izzy. He walked through Izzy. So contradictory for Seano, because man, oh man, we got Aspinall at B. We started this off a lot harsher than we're getting now. Oh man. It's just because Sean is predominantly a boxer. He only really has one game. Well, that's not true. I'm saying he only really has one game plan, and that's to move forward and put pressure on you. But that's not technically true either. You know, we've seen him fight off the back foot and go guys in. And his striking game really has developed. Like, you know, the Jack fight when he came back from the pandemic, couldn't finish that guy. You know, landed a bunch of good shots on him. He was outstruck. The Jared Cannonier fight was very close, but that was a lot on the feet, and he couldn't get the better of him in that one. Was knocked out by Pereira. But he did walk through Izzy, but then, you know, I guess when we put Izzy at A tier, you're talking about the best version of Israel Adesanya. And it's almost like even now, if you have Izzy and Strickland, you feel like Izzy on paper should win. But he doesn't, because Sean's defense is really good, though. It might be the best, one of the best of all time. I mean, he never gets hit. His striking defense stats are so high. And just because you're super diverse and well-rounded does not necessarily mean that you're better than someone else, because we've got Max up here, a boxer. Dustin up here, a boxer. Even Gaethje's not super well-rounded. We're going to put Sean Strickland A tier for his world-class defense, for the fact he makes his style work, his pressure, his pace, and the amount of guys he's finished. He's finished a fair few guys with his striking as well. Let's go Sean Strickland. All right. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, Wonder Boy. Boom, A. 57-0 in kickboxing. Come on, crazy. You know, if Shavkat didn't wrestle, I think Wonder Boy would have been competitive. Not could have finished him on the feet, but he did wrestle. Yeah, I think Wonder Boy A tier striking. What he did to Luque, Masvidal, just some of the knockouts he's had. I mean, I would put him up against anyone else in this A tier bracket. I would put Wonder Boy up against it and think he had a chance to beat them. I don't think there's anyone in here, pound for pound, Wonder Boy couldn't beat on the feet. Volkanovski. No, there was a time where I would say Volkanovski was one of, if not the best striker in the UFC. There was a time. That time is not right now. It just feels like because he's lost 2 fights. And once you see him go up against someone like Makhachev, his game can't be as effective as it was. But he beat Max Holloway. He dissected Max Holloway. And Volk has a very advanced striking game. It's like from the future. In terms of his fakes, his stance switches, his switch hitting. You know, when he switches stance on the way in, the exits, his timing, what he did to Yair Rodriguez. I'm going to put... but the thing is, if I put him at S and then he loses to Ilia Topuria, it's not going to look good. However, I'm going to stick to my guns. And if you know, you know. And if you go break down Volk's striking game, it's better than anyone else's. Who has he lost to on the feet, ever? Apart from Makhachev, Islam Makhachev. But that's upper weight class. And Makhachev looked great in that fight. And that was short notice. This is a tough one. I'm going to put him at S tier, though. I don't even care. Volk's S tier. That's right. Petr Yan. Damn. Okay, let's put him at B. Along with Corey Sandhagen. You know, even fight on the feet. Very well-rounded. Petr Yan. He masters sport in boxing. But he does have a good kicking game as well. So he's not super one-dimensional. Dangerous guy. Aggressive. Has a lot of power. Beat Jose Aldo on the feet. Yeah, B tier for Petr Yan. I think that's fair. You might be able to slide him up to A tier, but then we have seen him, you know, against Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley, very, very close fight. Sean did walk away the winner in that one. If you put Petr Yan at A, I wouldn't blame you, but we're going to go B. Jiri Prochazka, I think we have to go B as well. Just because we saw against Alex, it doesn't necessarily work as intended, as good as it did against everybody else. And yeah, I mean, Jiri's got some really crazy tactics, and he's so aggressive and so powerful, and part of how he strikes makes him super powerful. However, when you have a lot of nuances to your game and weird shit that you do, when it works, it looks great, but when it doesn't work, it does just look like you've got a lot of weird shit that you do. Jiri still smashed Reyes, smashed Ozdemir. You know, mate, went toe-to-toe with Glover. Glover's always been good as well. But, yeah, let's go. B for Jiri. But Jiri was a world champ, man. Jiri Prochazka, man. It's, dude. It's only because he's coming off a loss that I feel like I'm being swayed right now into putting him into the B category. But we've got other UFC champions. Like, all of these guys were UFC champions apart from these three, who are all elite strikers. You can't really argue with Sandhagen. Sandhagen, again, changing the game with his stance switching ability, his speed. Petr Yan, so scary. Could beat any or contend with any bantamweight champion that's ever been on the feet. And Yair, of course, is Yair Rodriguez. So yeah, let's go Jiri B with these other champions. And then Conor McGregor. We're going to go A for Conor McGregor. Just because of what he was able to do, the way he knocked out Aldo, the control he had coming up at featherweight with Siva. Great performances, knocked out Dustin earlier on. What he did to Eddie Alvarez, flawless performance right there, okay? Absolutely flawless. His distance management, the power he's got, his counter-striking game. Yeah, Conor's definitely up there as an A, one of the best strikers to ever do it. I think that's it. All right, that's our tier list. Oh, crap, I got this. All right, that's our tier list. I'm sure there's parts of it you don't agree with. Some of you probably don't want Volkanovski at S. Some of you probably don't even think John Jones is an S tier striker. And now that I'm seeing it, you might be right. But this was my initial reaction. I'm going to lock it in. I think it's fine. I want to hear you guys flame me now. Look, I'm trying to be rational about this. Okay, I've thought about this logically. I'm not just throwing a bunch of people in a tier list. It's a little more top heavy than I thought it was going to be. But that's because I'm showing respect. I'm moderately happy with it. But yeah, Alex, you might not agree with. John, you might not agree with right there. You might not even think Leon is S tier. But I think he is. All right, well, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll do a few more tier lists. You know, we could do best wrestlers, best champions. There's a bunch to get through as well. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. See you in the next one. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thank you to Zach for setting this tier list up. Tell me I'm wrong. I want to hear it.